butt. Like, there's got to be a better way. Why does this software have to work like that? Just know that's the symptom, not the disease. So when it comes to building technology in any business, scope creep is always going to be a risk. And actually, it's not even a risk, it's just inevitable. Here is what actually happens. So a business comes to a consultant like me and they say, okay, we need to solve problems X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. So this is how much this is going to cost. This is what we're going to kind of maybe do to solve this problem. And I lay out a, scope of work, right? And then everybody signs the paperwork and we get started, right? So then we start working, and then as we dig into problems X, Y, and Z, we realize that actually problems are A, B, and C, and Z is not really a problem. Z is just a huge pain point that we need to now do LMNO in order to solve, right? So then all of a sudden, how we originally talked about what the real problems are not the real problems, because people know where the pain is, but they don't know how to diagnose correctly. So they know the symptoms, but they don't know the disease. And so by the time I find out what the disease really is, then all of a sudden I'm like, well, okay, the scope of work now doesn't even cover what your real problem is, and thus scope creep. And it's very funny because people tend to resist scope creep because it actually means more money, more time, more whatever. But I do think that if you were able to properly diagnose the problems earlier in the conversation, then scope creep wouldn't be as much of an issue. And the reality is that the first step to that is to recognize that if you're going to any business consultant and you're saying, I have this problem, understand that that's probably not the actual problem you're facing. That's just when it affects you. Think about that, because the next time you are in your business being like, what a pain in the butt. Like, there's got to be a better way. Why does this software have to work like that? Just know that's the symptom, not the disease. But that's where someone like me comes in, because if you describe the process, your symptoms, what you're struggling with, I'm going to say, well, if we go back a few steps and fix this, then that problem goes away. But in order to do that, we have to have a longer conversation. So there's links for that below. Otherwise, tons of videos on this channel to talk with you about how to actually successfully implement AI in your business. And if that sounds like you, then I'll see you there.